What's up, everybody? Welcome to 3D Rivals, your first line of defense against stupid movies. My name is DJ, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, my sister Dallas,
What's up?
my brother Derek.
What's up?
And this week we're talking about Antman, Quantumania. Yay!
That title was really misleading. Cause I mean, like it's like Quantumania. I don't know. I'm expecting something.
It doesn't
Mania?
mean anything.
Yes.
You expecting mania?
So, I mean, not
Yeah.
like mania. But, I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's like multiverse of madness, and people were like, they didn't really go through it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't feel
Yeah.
like we got the Quantum Mania.
The title should have been Antman and the Wasp Enter the Quantum Realm.
Something like
Was
that.
this Ant-Man and the Wasp? I feel like this was pretty
It
much
was just
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
It was just Ant-Man.
This was
Yeah.
Ant-Man. Like,
Well, wait
Ant-Man
a
and the
minute.
Wasp was Ant-Man and the Wasp. This one is more just Ant-Man.
Isn't Janet Van
Oh,
whatever
she
her
is
name
the Wasp.
is?
She is.
See?
Okay.
Huh? So maybe that's not what they intended, but it still works.
It does still work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, because Hope didn't really have a strong part in this. I mean,
Nah.
she saved the
didn't.
day a couple of times, but
I mean, if she wasn't in the movie, it wouldn't have mattered.
no. All right, but let's get into Ant-Man. If you haven't seen it, spoiler alerts. Of course, I'll do a bit of a short non-spoiler thing, whether or not we like it or not, and then we'll jump into spoilers for the movie.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
So, I'll start off. I've gotten a gauge from everybody else already, but I didn't think it was that bad. It has like a 40-something critical review on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is way too critical for this movie. Like, come on, they gave Batman Returns 80-something. This is definitely better than Batman Returns. I stand by that. It's a better movie than Batman Returns.
You're insane.
You know how I feel about Batman
First
Returns.
of all,
I
I
hate it.
watched your reaction to Batman Returns. You didn't hate the movie.
didn't
I don't
hate
know
the
why
movie.
are you saying
Because
this.
it was Batman.
Like I watched you watch the movie.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
You make no sense. Okay, I will say this. I thought it was boring and lackluster. I think it's more than a 40% Rotten Tomato score. Yes. It's certainly not an 80%.
No, I didn't say it was an 80%.
Oh, okay.
I was just saying these are the same people.
Well, first of all, they're not the
Dead.
same people because that was like 35 years ago.
Fine.
It's a whole new panel.
Fine.
Yeah, all those people are probably dead now.
Oh my-
I will say retired.
Sure, okay.
Anyhow, the audience scores for these movies are similar, I think so.
The movie did get a lot of mixed reactions from people. There's people who really like it, people who hate it, and people who are in the middle.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be on the low middle.
Okay.
I agree with the critics.
Yeah.
I gave it a low rating.
I think you were a little harsh, but
Okay.
we'll talk.
Well, it must be a first time for me.
So I mean, I'll be honest. I don't think it's a horrible start to Phase 5. Like, okay, Phase 4, we had Eternals and
But we started with
Thor.
Shang-Chi though.
No, we didn't. We
We
started
started with
with
Black
Black Widow.
Widow.
Oh, Black Widow. See, I keep forgetting about Black.
See?
See?
Yeah.
And I would rather watch this than Black Widow. And then Black Widow, I don't think was a bad movie, but I probably watched this before I watched Black Widow.
I would never watch Black Widow. I don't even want to. You say you forget it exists?
Yeah.
Exactly. I would never watch.
I
that
keep
movie
forgetting
again.
that that's the first
Yeah.
movie to Phase 4.
Yeah, I
so-
know. We were all prepared and watched it together like
Yeah.
some fools.
Yeah, we
That's
did.
true. Yeah, we had a watch party.
I know.
Yeah.
Aren't we glad we split that price? Could
Yeah.
you imagine you paid regular movie tickets for this? Mm.
Yeah. Wasn't good. Yeah, so personally, I don't think like it's a horrible stepping off point into Phase 5. Actually, despite like I have lows for the movies and I have highs for this movie as well.
Mhm.
But some of the highs that it sets forth, I think is pretty good
There's
for
only
Phase
one
5.
high though.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's legit only one high, and that's Kang.
Yep.
Kang is excellent.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors did a great job.
Yes,
I
he
can
did.
see him, being a force throughout the rest of Phase 5.
Yeah.
I think that is the high of the movie.
True.
I don't know what the other some highs will be.
Okay, it's pretty much all Kang.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
When I say some, I mean like from scene to scene. There's some lows, some highs.
Oh, okay. I think we're just talking about points,
No.
and it's just one.
Okay. Um, yeah. So, me personally, I think the movie's okay.
Okay.
And I guess we'll talk about the rankings later. But yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So if you haven't seen it, I don't know what you got from us here because some people say it sucks. I say it's okay, and another person says it's a low okay. So take that as you will. But I guess we'll get into spoilers for this movie. Nothing major to spoil, but if you haven't
There's
seen it.
zero to spoil, which I was disappointed by, honestly.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? I
Yeah.
guess we'll talk about it when we get to that point. But
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's start off then. So the movie starts him narrating. I don't know why he's narrating in
because
this
he's
movie.
reading the book.
He wasn't reading the book at the end of the movie.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because at
They
first I was
should have
like,
had Luis do it.
this movie was missing Luis and
It
Ti.
was missing
Yes.
Louise and Ti, man.
Yep.
Just
Yeah.
I don't know how we would have got them in a quantum realm, but
They didn't have to be in the quantum realm. You could have just used them to narrate it.
fair
Like
enough.
you,
Or at least
You
gave
coulda
us one
start-
scene. It
you
would have brought it
coulda-
up if at the end of the movie Louise did like
Yeah.
Yeah.
You bring a good point about the narration because at the beginning I'm like, I don't like this narration, and then it's like, oh, he's reading his book. Okay, then. But then you're right. At the end, he was just narrating.
yeah,
yeah.
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 They should have had Luis doing it, and he was telling someone the story.
Yeah.
Like the movie ends with him narrating, like how they did with Paul Rudd, but is Luis, and then now you see who he's narrating the story to,
Yeah, we are missing that. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but
Yeah.
we're missing it.
and you have to do it like. And so she was like,
Yeah.
"No way."
So, and then we have basically Cassie is like a what do you call it? Protesting or whatever. So she gets to jail because of that.
Yeah, she goes to jail because she's like, protesting.
Helping the homeless or something like that.
The people
She's
that
an
was affected.
activist.
Activist is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
people that was affected by the blip that came back and
And
lost
she
everything.
shrunk a police car.
Yeah.
I agree with Paul Rudd on this. Dumb, Cassie, don't do that.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, even if you're fighting for a good cause, be smart about it. It's kind of like, and
You can't damage a police car.
I don't know if people are going to be angry about it, but it's kind of like those people that's like, oh, I'm going to sit in the middle of the highway, as if the people who you're holding up from getting to work are the people that's causing the problem you're being an activist for. It's like, make the message work for what you are, because all you're doing now is annoying people and turning them off from what you have to do. So maybe don't shrink police cars.
Maybe not. Then I wonder how you get out of jail if you stole a police car. I mean, I get they're rich and all, but
How did she get out of jail? That's true.
I just feel like that.
Maybe
They
it's
Just,
just
more
said the
lenient.
bond was paid. That's all they said.
but they didn't
Oh,
get
so
the car
she
back.
still got to go to court.
You still gotta go to court for that. You
Yeah,
stole
she
a
still
police
has to
car.
go
So
to
yeah,
court.
so she gets out of jail because when you pay the bond, you get to get out of jail, but she's
Yeah.
got to show up for a court date.
Was there an arraignment? I'm just feeling like we were skipping some steps here.
Yeah, she was already in the jail part.
But
Why would they show that in the movie?
shows never
saying.
elaborate on that. You know how many shows we watch where people got in jail and then post bail and they're out and that's it.
Yeah, and we just forget about it.
And
as
we
if
just
they don't
forget
have
about
to
it.
go to
Yeah,
a
I'm like,
court
you know
date.
how many times Martin has been to jail. Fresh Prince has been
I
to
was
jail.
like, I think it's very interesting. Just like an hour later, they're going
And
home.
then actually, they
Yeah.
probably would just fine her afterwards. You can fine.
Yeah,
for
first
stealing the
offense.
police car.
that's fine. She didn't steal it. She shrunk it.
She shrunk it.
He said, "Where is it?"
Oh, she still
She
had
gave
it in
it to
her
him.
pocket.
She still had it in her pocket.
She gave it back.
She gave
It
it back.
doesn't matter. If someone steals from you and then returns your item, they still stole from you.
He was returning something he stole. Okay. All right. But anyway, she's been doing research with Hank Pym on mapping the quantum realm. I don't know why they're still fascinated with this. After my wife got stuck down there for 30 years, I'm probably just going to leave it
See,
alone.
This goes to one of my nitpicks. And so I'm not gonna have a. We're just gonna weave all these nitpicks in while we talk about this movie.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Janet, why did you keep all of that stuff a secret?
True. I'm like, and then even after like they're in the quantum realm and facing
Still-
danger, and she's still
keeping
like,
it
Still-
I'm
secret.
like,
Yeah,
no, tell them now.
It
yeah,
just-
that's
it
the point
doesn't-
you need to tell.
It doesn't make any sense. First of all, do you think if you would have told Hope and Cassie about the quantum realm, then maybe they wouldn't have been mapping the realm to figure out what's happening in it? You know, this is
Yeah.
a big fascination for them.
Yeah.
You could have ended all of this by telling them the stuff that happened and why we shouldn't mess with it.
Yeah.
Right? If you locked a person down in there, just tell them you locked someone in there.
Yeah. Also, and then why would you think they like wouldn't be curious and stuff? Like
Yeah.
it is like you guys used it to time travel a
Yeah.
while back. Okay,
exactly.
like this is interesting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you were down there for. I still don't understand the timeline thing in there. It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever.
She was down there for 30 years, although I guess
But
she
remember-
wasn't around.
He aged 30 years, but Paul Rudd was down there for 5 and didn't age the 5.
No, he was down. He was in a different spot. So there's different things, right? Because and they even said it in the throwaway line in the movie, like there's time vortexes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So depending on where you are, which actually makes sense scientifically,
Yeah,
depending on where you are,
time acts.
time
differently.
can act differently.
Okay.
Yeah,
And so for him, it was 5 hours, where for the outside world, it was 5 years. They mentioned it in this movie
yeah, they did.
because he said, we don't know if it's been 10 seconds up there or if we're going to come back and it's 20 years later.
Yeah,
Still doesn't make any sense, but okay. But
Relativity. It makes sense.
yeah.
then never mind, I'm not going to say that. The other thing that didn't make any sense, which is another flaw, is like they spent the first hour of the movie not explaining things that are happening. Even when Paul Rudd and Cassie met the quantum people, which I gotta complain about them, they kept talking around what the issue was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, just say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we like? First of all, everyone in the theater know Kang is coming, so why are we playing this word game?
They kept calling him he and stuff like that.
And he and the Conqueror, and no
Yeah,
one is
he's
saying
in-
what he did and why
Yeah.
they're
Well,
so afraid. Like, what's
we're
the
saying
point?
that for us, and I always say this, and I think you give more credit to general audiences than is due. General audiences may not know Kang is coming.
Did you? First of all, I disagree because there was a trailer to this movie in
Oh,
which
with
he
Kang
is
in it.
clearly
Okay,
shown.
yeah, never mind.
So if I'm seeing this movie, I know who the villain is.
That's true.
Mhm.
There was no reason for this word salad that they did for the first hour of the movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're talking about the quantum realm. I have to say, visually, I like the quantum realm
In certain spots.
in certain spots. Yeah. Why is some spots like a desert thing, and then some spots are
Yeah, some spots are like, okay, this look bad. Some like this is clearly a set. It's just
the
they were in-
CGI was kind of all over the place.
It was inconsistent.
I'm reluctant to complain about it though. So
Oh, I gotta complain about that CGI.
I just say, based on Marvel's track record with their CGI people, I'm just.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna
just leave it.
complain about the employees.
But no, there were some parts that I was like, that doesn't look so great.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think what I liked about it was, again, their step into fantasy like they did with Shang-Chi.
Mhm.
And I mean, what would a universe in a tiny universe, I guess? I don't know. What would it look like, you know?
I
And-
guess it looks like that. I gave it zero thought. So,
Yeah.
but see, they're so inconsistent. Like, okay, I felt like when they're in like the bar or whatever, reminds me of that scene from Star Wars.
Mhm.
Yeah, when they're playing that music.
That is like carnival music. That's not.
Oh,
It's
It's close.
something similar to that.
It's close.
You know what scene?
Yeah,
in
I
Star
know what you're
Wars.
talking about. Yeah.
Okay. So but I just like why like it had no rhyme or reason to it.
Why
On-
the bar was there? Or?
No, just what the people looked like, what they were doing, who they were. It was just really
Yeah,
random.
there is a lot of inconsistency.
there were like people and broccoli heads and Star Wars looking things.
I was thinking it did feel like Star Wars. It
Yeah.
definitely did feel like Star Wars.
did.
When you're talking about the people in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
I was wondering why there was so much blobby stuff, and I was like, oh, it makes sense if it's microscopic, right? But then we have people that are people, but they're not people. Like what's the name's character?
Bill Murray.
Bill Murray's character.
Yeah.
Right? He's from the quantum realm. So he's not a human that got trapped down there or whatever. But he looks like a human.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you
I
said,
mean, it didn't bother me, but I get where you're coming from.
it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So I just felt like they should have had a theme and stuck with it.
Kind of stick with the theme. Okay, I get it. But then again, if you look at Star Wars, the aliens all look kind of
But the aliens, they're like they're grouped together, right? Like the people from Luke Skywalker's world, they're human looking, and then you got the fuzzy looking things and the things with the hoods and the eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're all grouped together.
Okay. Yeah, like this is a species of people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of having one broccoli guy
Yeah.
for some reason.
Like, yeah, why are you a broccoli head and why there aren't more broccolis?
Why would there be a broccoli head? That one didn't make sense.
I was wondering,
actually
like,
that
is
one
this-
I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
I was thinking, like, is this supposed to be funny? Because it's not.
It wasn't. I do feel like now we were saying we are missing Louise and T.I. and stuff. I do feel like they tried to use Hank Pym for some comedy in this. And while I mean, like in Ant-Man 2, he was used for some comedy. Okay. But to me, it felt a bit out of character for him.
Because he was the comedy.
Yeah. And then I was like, that didn't work for me.
There was a lot of things where I felt like they were trying to keep the comedic route that they had in the first two movies while also trying to be a serious movie.
And you got to choose a lane. I think they should have just stuck with being a serious movie. Considering who we have to deal with, it could have been a serious movie.
If you wanted to be a serious movie, then be a serious movie because of who your villain is. If you didn't want to be a serious movie, put that villain in another movie and then Ant-Man be about something else.
Yeah.
And Dallas made mention of this sometime last year when we found out that Kang was going to be the main villain for Ant-Man. And she brought out that I don't know about Kang being that villain because of the type of villain that he is and how Ant-Man is portrayed in the MCU. Because it's not the same as in the comics.
Yeah. One other thing I had an issue with while we're talking about them in the quantum realm, why was Cassie hiding her suit this whole time?
Yeah.
Until they got attacked in that town.
Right, because you basically already knew she had a suit.
They said it before they got trapped in the quantum realm.
Yeah, so it didn't make any sense. I guess it's supposed to be like a big reveal, which for me means nothing because I don't know what the suit's supposed to look like.
Honestly, I don't know either. I think it's purple. It's half the new superhero suits are purple, so that's not.
I know nothing about her, so I'm like, okay, you got a suit now. So like you could have just revealed it when all the other ones put their suit on.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm like, why did everyone else went in the quantum realm and put their suit on? Like, why? I was wondering why she didn't.
Yes,
and I guess it was to hide it, which didn't make sense.
No.
Yeah, so that part didn't make a lot of sense. But okay, so we get to why Janet is an important part of this movie, and I didn't mind her story.
No, I thought her story was fine.
Her story was fine. The story that I didn't like was the B plot with the quantum realm people. To me, and while I like some of the characters in there, to me, I don't know who they are. Like right now, I don't know who they are, and they were focusing on them as if they were important. And to be honest, they were unimportant to the entire story.
Exactly. They weren't needed, and like you said, like I don't know who they are. And then my main question is, where did they come from?
Yeah.
Because Janet kept saying, like, I was there by myself, right? She was there by herself all the time. Kang gets banished to there, and it's just them.
Yeah.
She
so
fights him,
did she go?
destroy his thing, and then he somehow managed to take over the quantum realm and the people that live there. But I'm like, where did they come from?
Yeah.
You kept saying you were all by yourself.
Yeah, because y'all stayed by yourselves. If there was people, why wouldn't you go and like... If I'm stranded somewhere, and there is a civilization around, I'm going to try to kind of stick with the civilization.
So I just don't understand. Like you invented these people that doesn't fit into the narrative that you were telling, and then they were pointless.
Yeah,
because like basically on how the story is being told, it's after she found out who he was and she destroyed the spear and she was hiding from him, that's when she met other people.
But where were they for the first 10,
Yeah,
15
that's
years?
what I'm saying. It was like it was just them two.
Yeah.
And I was just like, so you didn't the both of you never decided to explore even further from where you were. You decided just to stay there. So it's just like, yeah.
It doesn't make any sense that if they were there the entire
for them
time,
to be there that long and not encounter any other people.
Yeah.
And
then,
basically how the story is being told, she doesn't run into these other people until after
he takes over.
she betrays him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that part I could have left out. I'm like, there to me, some characters were funny, or at least they had a line or so that was like, oh, okay, that was kind of funny.
But then it got
But
prolonged. Like the lobby thing was funny at first, but then it was just too much. Same with the guy that can read minds, and then it's just okay.
Yeah, like it started off funny, and then you continue doing. It's like,
yeah.
And even at because they were used for the last battle, but they weren't needed because the turning point of the final battle in Act 3 was Hank Pym with his ants, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, were the quantum realm people needed?
They weren't needed at all.
No.
Nope.
Yeah. So that whole B plot of the movie could have been dropped to me. Which again takes out some of the comedic relief, which I think is kind of pointing to this movie should have been a more serious movie.
Which is fine because it wasn't funny. So
yeah. Only some of it. And surprisingly, Bill Murray's character it was a more serious role. Like it started off like, okay, it's Bill Murray, and then like it started to turn serious.
I guess, but then even then that was pointless because he was in the movie for what, 5 minutes?
I was wondering that. I was like, oh, so we use Bill Murray for a cameo. Okay.
Yeah. Which I mean, maybe that's all he wanted. I'm sure he got paid plenty just to do it.
Oh, he got paid, yeah.
I don't know. It was just that. I mean, anyone could have played that part.
Yeah. It could have been a nobody. It wouldn't have mattered. Yeah,
and even then, it was the same thing about playing these stupid word games about, who she needs to go see. Yeah. And it's just some guy that we don't know.
Yeah, true. Because at first I was like, oh, is she talking about Kang? And then, like, going to find out that, like, Kang did something horrible after she left or something. Yeah. But no, she was talking about Bill Murray.
Well, even then they were trying to act like, the way they were doing things like maybe she did something horrible while she was down there.
Mm-hmm. They did. Yeah.
Well, it was just more so
she left them.
She left them basically at his mercy.
Yeah,
and it was because he got mad because she left. And
so we didn't go into details with this. So the story behind Janet and Kang. So she's here. Kang gets banished to the quantum realm, and not knowing who she is, she tries to help him fix his chair, because Kang always has the chair, which is technology from the year 3000 or something like that.
Yeah, it's like the 40th century. 40th century,
yeah,
whatever that is.
So, they finally figure out a way to fix it. I mean, she's a scientist. If anyone can put it together, I guess she would have the ability. Mm-hmm. So she fixes it, and then that's when she finds out what he did in the past, because it's neurally linked to him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he's a conqueror. So, he killed a bunch of people. And apparently his plan is to kill more.
Yes.
Yeah. So his plan is to destroy the timelines, different timelines. Mm-hmm. Which that seems to be every Kang's plan, because He Who Remains had the same thing. He just went about it a different way, right?
Yeah. Well, his thing was that there should be one sacred timeline.
Yeah.
And that should be the timeline that's followed. So
I think his one
aside,
timeline rule was kind of a lie. There were definitely more than one timeline, because otherwise, how would there be a female Loki?
Right.
And her being a female wasn't the Nexus event.
Well, he was saying that the sacred timeline that can not branch off, can't allow that to branch off.
So basically, I think what he was doing, anything that led to a variant of himself, he cut off.
He cut off, right?
Because he didn't want any other Kangs.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so this Kang in the Antman movie, basically, like, super villain mode. Basically, any timeline that he felt was stupid and didn't need to exist, he destroyed it.
Yeah.
So, it was like basically what it is. It was like
So
he travels to this timeline and be like, "Yeah, this is dumb," and
apparently,
destroys.
apparently he's so bad that the other Kangs
Mhm.
banished him.
Why wouldn't they just kill him?
Which is my question. Maybe they couldn't.
What do you mean they couldn't? If you can banish him, you can kill him.
Maybe they can't kill.
No, they can.
They can.
Oh yeah, this is not like the movie The One.
I mean,
with
in the
Jet Li.
comics, they would just kill anyone that they felt were getting out of pocket.
I mean,
So
I
just
don't know.
kill him.
Maybe he was too hard to kill.
All of them gets one of him. Don't they all have the same powers?
I would say no.
Don't they all do the same thing? Like, he's only powerful because as he amassed technology and stuff, right?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all all time travel.
Yeah.
So kill him.
I don't know. They didn't explain that.
Yeah.
They don't need to. I don't think that's a point that needs to be
No,
explained.
that's just super villain logic.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got banished. He got banished. Okay.
Yeah, just super villain logic.
Well, they were saying this was the only prison that could hold him.
Just kill him.
Because they always get out. Every time Superman
true.
puts someone
That's
in the
what I'm
Phantom
That's
Zone,
true.
they always get out the Phantom Zone.
You're supposed
Yeah.
to not get out of the Phantom Zone.
No, you're not.
Yeah. So Janet finds out, and she uses the PIM particles to make the little thing really big, so he
Mhm.
couldn't use it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the plot point of the movie. So he needs someone to make it small again, so that he can use it. And now that Ant-Man is down there, he has somebody.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And so he holds Cassie hostage to force Ant-Man to do it, which is fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the gist of the movie. Then at the end,
You know, they want to use it to get out of the quantum realm, but not allow him. So they have kind of a 2-point thing. Like they need it, so they still need to shrink it so they can use it, but they
make
need to
sure
stop
he doesn't
him.
get out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and that's the basic premise of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Kang was actually intimidating, especially in the jail scene with him and
was.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there was
like the
some-
scenes with him in it.
Yeah, I thought there were some good parts.
Yeah.
He's just Ant-Man is no match for him.
No.
It's really, really, really one-sided. Which just kind of makes like, well, how are you guys gonna make this work?
Right. Yeah. Because it's like Thanos, like not one hero can defeat Thanos. It's just like it's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like
And they didn't.
and so it was like it's the same with Kang. There's not one Avenger that can beat Kang. And so that goes back to like what you said in the past, like how can you have Kang be the main villain where Ant-Man has nothing
Ant-Man
coming?
couldn't beat him, and he didn't.
He didn't.
I mean,
He
it's
got
the
his
same
butt.
thing with Endgame.
He's got
They
his butt
didn't
kicked.
beat Thanos.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like they would have lost, and they just so happened to get their hands on the stone so that they could get rid of him, and that was the only way for them to win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the same thing here. They didn't win. Kang was quite honestly getting into
Yeah.
Scott. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And only reason it stopped was because so Scott messed up the device, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Kang's priority is leaving the quantum realm. So he just stops and runs for it, and then Hope stops him before he leaves. And then they happen to knock him into the machine, which is blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Not quite winning, you know?
Right.
I mean, like, you do win, but not in a way that is like, oh, you clearly had the upper hand on them,
Right.
you know?
No, they never did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll accept that. I'll even accept them stopping him for a moment with ants, because there were a lot of ants. So
Yeah.
answer.
I'll also say super villain plot. Always send your henchman when you could have did it
I was
from the
thinking
very
that,
beginning. stop them,
When
and
he
just
kept
sending
saying
all
stop
of
them,
them,
and then they
and
broke in the scene.
he just sits back.
Yeah, and then when he gets mad and says, "Oh, now I'm going to fight
Now,
them." Yeah, just
I'm going to do what you couldn't have done.
like you could have just did that from the very
And I was just
beginning.
like,
I do feel like he
super
would do
villain.
that though, but yeah, I was thinking that too. I was
Every
like,
super villain.
you could have gotten rid of him in the beginning.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like you could have just did the same thing, right? Like all of a sudden, oh, this isn't a war anymore because I'm just gonna come down there and handle y'all. You could have just
Yeah.
did that.
yeah,
Just like Darth Vader and the Emperor. They're looking for Skywalker and they keep sending stormtroopers. When it's like, y'all the two most powerful beings in the
we
universe.
just gonna sit here though.
Right.
No, yeah, you go
Bring my son to me. And he beats them all up.
Yeah,
I always like classic supervillain plot. Send the henchmen to get beat up.
yeah. So this movie does make me interested to see more Kang. Now this Kang is dead.
Yes.
'Cause
So
they-
now two of them are dead.
Yeah, so they do say that he's dead. Is two of them technically dead? Because remember, in Loki, He Who Remains was the only Kang, because what he did was to get rid of the rest. Now that he died, that's why there are more again. Because he was the only one keeping them all at bay.
Right, but you just said because he died, there's more than one.
But he can, because he said he will be back. He'll be back because it will be
As other variants.
So it's not the same.
not,
it's not
not
the
the same.
same.
So it won't be a He Who Remains.
No,
again.
he who remained is dead.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's time. So I'm
It
like,
is time, but he
in
said-
the past he can come
Yeah,
back. And
but he
No,
said-
but it's a variant of that person. So
Yeah,
it's not
because
the
he
same.
said
Okay.
in Loki, if you kill me, there's no one stopping my other variants.
yeah.
I'm the only one that's stopping them. So he had to now no longer be there for now you have all these branches. Yeah.
So, okay. I want to see more of Kang. I just wonder how they're gonna do it. So we got the post-credit scene. We got Ramatut, the Pharaoh, which we
Mhm.
talked about in our Who Is Kang video.
Mhm.
They did do him. I don't know if they're gonna have him in any other movies.
No.
The Scarlet Centurion, which we also mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
and Immortus.
Yes.
So they had all of them there.
I gotta say that end credit scene just wasn't really doing nothing for me.
Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to see. It was like, okay, it's the Council of Kangs. I got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I don't know, it did
Yeah.
feel a little weird. But I mean, as far as I guess, like, okay, there will be more Kang. Cool,
Mhm.
basically.
Honestly, I would have been more cool with that he did manage to get out.
Well, that would make more sense.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I thought was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
that
then
he
they
did
said
manage
he
to get
died.
out, but then like they didn't realize it.
Well, they did, but they don't know where he is.
Or that too.
Right? He gets out, but they
Mhm.
can't find him because he's
Right.
probably.
Well, maybe he does get out.
No, I don't think they would have said that he died. Because the one Kang said, "Are you sure that he's dead?" And he was like, "I wouldn't be telling you if he was
Yeah.
dead." Yeah.
So
I think he's
dead.
really dead.
Yeah, I agree. I think it might have been better if he got out.
Yeah.
That is. One thing we did not talk about before we go back to the end was MODOK.
Oh, I forgot.
Oh man.
Which we finally got, and I was kind of like, I get MODOK as a dumb character in general, but I kind of like him though because
Yeah.
he always shows up. But I don't like this version. That
No.
they did.
I felt like they used Murdoch as a comic relief for the movie.
Again,
Exactly.
Why? I don't know. Yeah,
Like,
I agree with that.
Every scene that he was in, it was not a serious scene.
Yeah,
Especially towards the end. I think it got worse towards the end. I think it was fine with them making fun of how Darren ended up looking. Like,
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think that was fine. But I think what you needed to do, if you wanted to use him as comic relief, keep MODOK serious and just
Mhm.
have the other characters
yeah,
be like, yo, what happened to you? You know,
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Type of
Had
comic
them making
relief.
fun of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but MODOK should have been a serious character. And then by the end, especially with the death scene, which I thought was dumb.
Yep.
yeah,
That
just
scene was dumb.
And then I was like, okay, Murdoch is like a major villain in the MCU, and you killed him off.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah,
why
I
would
felt
you
like
kill
you
him
could have
You could have
used
used him.
him because honestly, how I thought it was leading, that Kane was going to get still stuck there,
And MODOK would get out.
and MODOK would get out,
I
and MODOK behind the scenes would be working
To
on
get him.
trying to get him
now
out.
wouldn't that make sense? Because
Yeah.
that kind of falls
Yes.
in line with what he does. I
Yes.
agree. Like for this character to have such a reach throughout Marvel Comics that you killed him off. One, you didn't need him in this movie.
You didn't.
So if you were going to introduce him, I really would have felt better if you would have introduced him so you can use him more later.
Yes.
And then just to kill him off. And then it's like, at first I liked him and then I hated him because it was just, he was too silly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the face CGI was bad.
It was. As I told Dallas this before, it reminded me of Spy Kids. Reminded me of Spy Kids.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was better when he had the full like
Yeah.
metal plating on his face and stuff.
Yeah. And like with that idea, because it's like he's the leader of AIM.
Yes.
So it was like
AIM is done.
he could have developed AIM, and like that was like the group behind the scenes with him behind the scenes trying to free Kane.
Well, they ruined
from,
AIM with Iron Man 3.
Yeah, but
They
you can bring
did.
AIM back though.
Yeah.
And I thought since they were bringing
Right.
MODOK in, I'm like, oh, they can bring AIM
That's
back.
what I'm saying. I'm telling you, we need to be writers, man. I don't know individually how good would be, but as a group, 3D Rivals
So-
production.
Yeah, so I just thought that was a waste. You
Yeah,
didn't need
I
it.
felt like it was a waste of character,
yeah.
Yeah,
and it got
they
to the
waste my
point whereas he didn't need to be in the movie.
Well, because he just ended up being the butt of all the jokes.
Mm-hmm.
He just made him
Yeah.
like a real dummy.
Yeah, because the thing is, okay, I'm all fine like revealing his face to see like, oh, this is actually Darren.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, after that, they didn't have to show his face.
No, it would have been better to leave it. Do it as a like, oh, this was Darren Cross.
Yeah,
Wow,
but
okay,
see,
blah
you're
blah.
paying the actor, and I bet just like you're paying.
How many actors they paid and their face covered?
But think about it. But think about how often they take their masks off in this
That's
movie.
true. They take their masks off for everything.
For every single
And
thing.
in
Yeah.
every Marvel movie, let's be honest, Spider-Man lands and then he pulls his mask off.
Yeah,
Because they paying the actor and not the stunt double.
exactly. So, but in this movie, I noticed it. Like every other second, Ant-Man was taking his helmet off, and I'm like, wouldn't it be better if you
The
just
one
left that
time
on?
they needed that was when you had the multiple Ant-Man.
Mhm.
And so you have the one with his mask off so you know who is
Yeah,
the one
Yeah.
we're focusing on. But otherwise, I don't know.
yeah. So, yeah, just very noticeable.
Yeah.
Then the other thing, like we talked about how the ants saved the day,
Mhm.
which seeing that coming from a mile away, right? I knew Hank was communicating with the ants. Made
And it's
sense.
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
And it's Ant-Man, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have an Ant-Man without ants.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it clearly showed you that the ants also fell in with them.
Yeah, it wasn't like a secret. We saw
Yeah.
them. So,
But what gets me is I think it's super convenient that the ants are the only ones that went through the super duper portal that made them super smart and strong and stuff.
well, they were already smart. Remember, they mentioned
But
that.
he said they went through some special thingy.
He did say that.
No,
Yeah.
they're the only ones that got in the time thing, so they spent like it had been
But
years
so why
for
are they
them.
the only ones that go to the super duper special portal?
Because plot convenience.
It is plot convenience.
Plot convenience.
I'm just like,
It's
Actually, I
apparent-
don't think you needed that though.
No.
You didn't need that though. Hank already uses ants to repair
Yeah,
things.
they can
and
be as
stuff.
smart as he
I guess-
is.
they did it
Since he's
faster
controlled them.
now or something.
Did we need that?
He made it
He
an effort to
could've
say
found
that
the
they went
ants.
through.
Another plot hole. I guess they didn't lose time on how long they were down there.
No, they didn't. Well, it's not like because Janet didn't.
They're
She
keep
was
trying
30
to
years.
justify this time nonsense.
Everybody's
It's not-
time in this time period moved differently.
No, okay, they mentioned it a few times throughout the movies. It's not you go in the quantum realm and then time moves differently. It depends on where you are. It's like relative. It's like, okay, we're gonna hate this. Interstellar, where the
Okay.
people
Your
on the
example?
planet
Uh-huh.
were spending less time than the people that were off planet.
Right. And when they finally saved him,
Yeah,
the people that were on the ship was old.
Yeah.
And the people that were on the planet.
who had
Like-
only spent an hour or
Yeah.
something there.
Yeah.
So it depends on where you are in the quantum realm. It's not
Yeah.
you go to the quantum realm and all of a sudden time moves differently.
Which makes sense because Kane keeps saying
Why y'all
about.
explain this to me? I don't literally.
No,
Yeah.
he
do
brought
not
it up.
care.
I did bring it up, but it does make sense because that's why Kane keeps bringing up about time,
Yeah.
and time is relative.
Well, that's because he travels through time.
Because he kept
Yeah.
saying time is not what you think it is. Well,
Right.
says the guy that controls what he does in time.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's fine or whatever. Now, my only thing is like, as we're talking about the end of this movie, I think Scott should have got trapped in a quantum realm.
Yes.
Yes, that's another good point.
I think,
plot.
and I thought it was going to end like this, and it should have, where he was like, because that would have been
Yes.
a beautiful close.
I don't have to
like-
win. We both have to lose.
Yeah, because like you said, he can't beat Kang.
Yes.
He can't, and so we just both have to lose. He ruins it. It closes the portal, and they're both stuck there.
Yes.
Mhm.
I think that would have been.
The problem with that is Scott would have been dead.
That's fine.
It's his third movie.
It's his
I
third
guess.
movie. Paul Rudd is done with the MCU.
I'm pretty sure.
So
Yeah.
leave him in the quantum realm. Like, kick this phase off with something deep and serious. Right?
That would have been a way bigger way to end this movie. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's because really, basically, this movie ends on nothing. We already know Kang is coming again because
Yeah.
you told us that's what Phase 5 is about.
Right.
Yeah.
So him dying means nothing because we know he's coming back.
Yeah.
Even if it's not that Kang itself is coming back.
Yeah. Which I was thinking as I was leaving the theater. So how do the Avengers beat Kang?
Same way they always do, trickery.
But how though? There's always a Kang. Like there. How do you get rid of Kang?
Oh, you don't. It's kind of like Ultron.
Yeah.
You don't really get rid of him.
Basically, you have to, since there's so many different variants, every variant is not bad or evil. So basically,
I'm pretty
what
sure
you
we're
got
gonna
is-
get a good variant.
Yeah, what's gonna happen is you're going to get a good variant.
Which means we're getting
That's
Iron
going to
Lad. It's happening.
Yeah, probably in Armor Wars.
Okay, never mind.
Iron Lad?
That I'm not. No, you explained to me who Iron Lad was. I was gonna say something else.
Oh,
Yeah, which I think is probably gonna be in Armor Wars.
maybe.
And basically you're gonna have a good Kane working with you to help you against the other ones.
Whatever.
Yep. Spoiler alert.
So I just think
We saw
that
the
it
movie
just
at the end of the face.
it kind of took away from this movie. Like, I think that would have been a good, because basically this movie ends and he's like, wait, what if he's right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, then it's just like, oh, they're gonna do something, and then nothing.
Yeah.
Well, even I would even go as far as him saying like, man, maybe even if he was right, and then a variant of Kang is already there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, show that there was one on
Exactly.
planet.
That's
That
what
would
I'm
have been
saying.
good
Like,
too.
Yeah.
oh, maybe he was right, and I'm like, something like that.
Yeah,
Yes.
but the movie didn't end with
movie
that.
No, it
Yeah.
went to the Council of Kangs.
But that was in the mid credit scene, so that doesn't count.
Yeah, the movie just ended with them eating dinner together.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did the Council of Kangs happen?
That was
the
an
mid-credit
end credit scene.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's how the movie ended.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm blurring them. Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, one, I think it absolutely would have made more sense for him to get
Yes.
stuck. And since you got him out of there, then show us that.
Well, it's kind of like the end of one
Yeah,
of
I was
those
like, either he
episodes
gets stuck
on,
or Kane gets out. I felt like it should have ended in one of those two ways.
on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. At the
Mhm.
end of the Captain America episode, you just had Kang pop up like,
Yeah.
"Hey, there was something
Mhm.
wrong with what's with this guy," you know?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Or what episode on Earth Mightiest Heroes when they killed one of the Hydra agents and it turned out to be a scroll?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and they're
And
like,
it's-
"What?"
And
Yeah,
then that was like in the episode, and we're like, what?
Mhm.
So yeah, something like that should have happened.
Yeah. Yep. I
But,
agree.
Yeah. No, it just I don't know. I just feel like they.
oh,
really-
you know what? They could have went a similar route to the one they did without even changing much, right? Okay, so we got the Council of Kings, and they say, "Oh, they killed him."
Mhm.
You could have had when Paul Rudd was thinking his thing, like, "What if he didn't? What if everybody froze?" And then Kang popped up, and it's like, "So this is the one that killed blah
Right.
blah blah."
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
something.
something small can make a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something to get this movie stakes.
yeah. Which it felt like it had stakes in Act 3.
It felt like they were trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I agree. I think the best ending would have been to have him stuck
Yes.
in the quantum realm.
Yeah.
That would have been.
Absolutely.
Also, I think it would have been more heroic for him.
Yeah.
He would have had a more heroic ending because again, he sacrificed himself. Look, if you haven't noticed, we love when the heroes sacrifice themselves to save the day.
Well, especially it's fine when it's not like, oh my God, you got rid of Ant-Man. Now, look, you already introduced his daughter. We already know Ant-Man is going away.
Yeah.
So might as well just kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, you don't even have to go as far as killing him. Like, he could just be trapped there.
But no, what I'm saying is who cares if you do that now?
Oh, yeah.
We already know it's over.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like you got rid of him in the first movie.
Yeah.
That's true. He did get his trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't know. They are going to use him again for at least another movie. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he'll be in the Avenger movie. I don't see him popping up in a cameo of another
No, he's
movie.
not going to be a cameo in
No.
anybody else's movie. No.
He'll be in the Avengers movie
Why?
because he's an Ant-Man.
I'm saying, why would Paul Rudd do it?
Oh,
Money?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no one
Everybody
else
want to
around.
get paid.
All the original people are gone.
All the original people are gone.
So
I don't think
if
we're
I'm
using Thor
Paul
anymore
Rudd,
either.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
why would I stick around for this?
True.
Mm. Well, we'll have to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying.
Yeah,
if I
him
was
being
him-
trapped in the quantum realm would have been perfect.
Yeah, if I was him, I'd be like, yeah. Because like now you're saying like, okay, now right, if he doesn't show up, it's weird.
True.
That's true. Yeah, because he's out and he's still Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been like, yo, I got my 3 movies. I got my gazillion $billion from doing this. I'm out.
We'll see what happens. The other post-credit scene was a scene from Loki season 2, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And again, Loki, they showed another variant of Kang. Victor Timely.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Which is actually in the comics. It's actually.
know.
Doesn't make it right.
And it just
Yeah,
basically.
you know how Stan Lee
showed
come up
that.
with these names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is cool. I'm interested in Loki season 2. See how that.
When is
turns
that
out.
coming up?
I don't know.
Okay. Cool.
I know the shows got pushed back.
Did they get pushed back?
Yeah, I think they pushed back all the shows. So
Wait,
it's like-
so is Secret Invasion not coming out in early spring? Isn't that what they said?
That's what they said. I thought it was gonna be like March or something.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
It wasn't early spring. What did they say? Early 2023, but they didn't have a release date for
This
it.
is
Yeah.
early 20.
It is early 2023, so I don't know.
yeah,
If that means-
I think everything is slightly pushed back.
Because Disney got to get their act together.
Yes.
I was supposed to say it's not like they're going to improve it. So
I'm like, these scripts are already written.
Well, Secret Invasion's already filmed, so they can't really
Correct.
change that.
yeah. So it is what it is.
yeah.
Okay. I'm just.
I
hoping that
honestly think Secret Invasion is going to be good.
I do
And
think
I
it's
don't
gonna be good.
know if that's like my last string hope of that I'm holding on to.
You were definitely holding on to some hope.
Well,
weren't
see,
you?
now
Because
that's
I feel-
you
because I
hated
feel-
this movie. I didn't hate this
Well,
movie.
because it's
so-
like I feel like if Secret Invasion is not good, then it's like that's it for me.
Here's the thing: it's not going to be good.
What about Daredevil?
You know, I don't believe in that shit.
Oh, we'll have to.
She
see
was
what
happy
happens.
about Cox coming back, but then she was just like, okay, well now I don't want it to be a show.
Because I do not believe Disney can capture the same essence of the original show.
I mean, they put Daredevil on Disney, so like, if you're going to have the original show on Disney, why not make the new show?
and
the
then
same?
and why go against the grain of people complaining like, oh, this is for kids, there shouldn't be anything with mature ratings on here. So I feel like why fight against that to do all of
Because
this
they own
to be
the
less
show.
than that.
Because they own that.
Well,
old-
but
But they
I'm
will still
saying,
make
why-
money off the show with it.
What
not
I'm
being
saying
on
though,
Disney
if you're going to
Plus.
put the original show on Disney Plus itself, not
Right.
on Hulu or anything,
right,
on Disney Plus
despite
itself,
customers complaining,
why would you then turn around and be like, let's Disney-fy Daredevil?
I agree with DJ on this.
Why do they do anything? I'm just
I
saying.
mean, you got a
each
point.
time they keep saying like, you guys are gonna get this, and
Yeah,
then we
God.
don't get it.
Yeah, they told us Black Widow was going to be a spy movie.
So I'm just saying, they have not proven to me.
That's why I'm afraid about Secret Invasions because it's supposed
But
to be.
I know Disney can come up with good shows because you have Mandalorian,
WandaVision,
you have
Mandalorian,
WandaVision,
Loki,
Loki. Apparently Andor is really good. I haven't seen
Andor.
it, but apparently like it's a really dope show. So
Yeah.
I know they can make good shows.
Okay, but the show has to be good, and it has to it doesn't have to be that it doesn't have to be that craziness, cutting people's face up with mirrors type things. It doesn't have to be that, but it does have to be darker.
I believe that it will.
That was Punisher.
Oh,
And that
sorry.
was not Daredevil.
But you know what I mean. Like, you don't have to go to that extreme,
Yeah.
but it definitely has to be darker than anything they have done so far.
Oh, it has to be, and I hope he's not in a yellow suit.
Yeah.
Don't.
I believe it will. I say this
Also, don't.
because I'm like this. Because I'm like this with Secret Invasion. I would be fine with Secret Invasion if it was like Agent of Shield season 1 and 2.
No, which season was with the alien world?
5.
No. Oh no.
When she was trying to get Fitz back.
No, that's when they saved her from the alien world.
Husk.
No, but another good season was the Framework. It could be like that one.
Framework was a good season.
That was a good one.
Oh yeah, that was.
Both ends of that season was good.
Yeah. Because that was with Madam Hydra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would be okay with it
yeah,
like
something
that.
like that.
But I'm hoping for a Winter Soldier TV show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping for. The trailers make it seem like that, but
Well, I mean, the trailers made Antman seem like it was going to be great.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Flash trailers?
No, that to me, no, because Ezra Miller sucks. And I was thinking when I watched the Flash trailer, Ezra Miller sucks.
Exactly what I was thinking.
The trailers were good to me.
No,
but
not at all.
I saw Ezra Miller's acting in that. And I'm like, he's such a horrible casting for Barry Allen. I'm like, who did this? This is stupid.
Exactly.
They should have used the dude from CW.
Yeah, he would have been a better pick.
He would have been a better pick.
Yeah, I agree with him. I found Ezra Miller extremely distracting in those trailers, and I was thinking the same thing. Like, this dude can't act.
No, horrible.
And I'm like, and then the movie's about him, so I'm going to see more of him.
I don't want to.
Yeah, so
I'm probably going to see this movie, but like,
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
I'm going to see it.
Well, y'all can tell me what's it about.
Well, it's supposed to change the DC, so I think they are using it to jump off James Gunn's DC universe.
We will talk about that.
Yes, we will talk about that. Without getting deep into it, there's potential that I don't think will happen. Like, there's potential, and I think we're all going to be disappointed.
I mean, I think he has good ideas. The thing is, I have no confidence in them executing those ideas.
Which is, it's, when you've been burned before, that's how I feel.
It's just like,
well, that's what Marvel keep doing to us.
I don't hate this movie.
Well, my thing is, but I feel like right now everyone's kind of like on their last leg with Marvel. That Marvel only has a few more movies where everything is lackluster. And I mean, really, people are gonna walk away.
They need a Winter Soldier because that's what, like, okay, we started off Phase 2 kind of and then Winter Soldier really kicked it up.
Yeah. So
what's the next movie?
Because one of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
I don't know that I really like what I see in the trailer.
Yeah.
I agree.
Was that the Guardians of the Galaxy? They need to flip some movies around.
I agree.
And Marvel fans are going to be mad because love Guardians.
Some of the reviews I saw
for what?
for Antman, and one of the guys said that the theater that he was in, people walked out on Antman.
Really?
Okay.
People are acting like this. Look, okay, this is not Eternals.
Yeah, that's extreme.
This is not Eternals.
Is not walk out of movie theater.
It's not. That's why I'm being a bit more positive for the movie because, like, I'm just hearing a bunch of stuff and then I'm like, it's not the worst thing ever. It's middle Marvel to me.
Yeah, no, it's not the worst thing ever. It's not I walked out of the theater bad or nothing like that. That's a little extreme. And I do wonder if people are being extreme on purpose. Just for the sake of being extreme.
Extreme, yeah. Because I'm like, I don't feel like, and I guess we're beginning into our ratings of this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like it's that bad of a movie. There is some, like I said, the B plot. I hate the comic relief in this could have been done differently.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the story, like we said, was interesting. Maybe could have been executed better.
Mm-hmm.
And Kang is excellent in the movie. To me, it puts it in the middle. Um,
Yeah,
along the lines of Iron Man 3 and Thor the
yeah,
Dark
like
World.
I mean, this movie is certainly not a great movie. It's definitely not the worst thing I've ever seen, and I don't think it deserves that kind of.
But you know what? Ant-Man's always gotten that because Ant-Man 2,
Ant-Man 2 is not good.
it's not good.
I,
But
I don't like
people
Ant-Man
gave
2.
it way, I think, way more hate than it deserved. And I think this
I
movie
agree
is
with
better than Ant-Man 2.
This is better than Ant-Man 2. But I've said from like I don't like Ant-Man 2.
I feel like Ant-Man 2 was better.
I do not like Ant-Man 2.
Ant-Man 2
And-
seems like a pointless movie. Like, it honestly,
Yeah,
it's pointless.
it is.
Well, here's the thing. We're talking about like what Marvel's going to do. Phase 5 looks super weak. And
What
if
we
one
got?
of these movies don't surprise you.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. You got it?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
May 5th.
Could be
So-
good, but from what I see on the trailers, I'm not so sure.
To me, Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't like those movies.
I like those.
I
like
like
1 and
both
2.
1 and 2.
Yes.
I don't like them.
Yes.
The Marvels, I'm already out on that.
July 28th.
Marvels can be good just because Captain Marvel wasn't the best.
Okay, but you got Captain Marvel, then you had the girl in her show, which also wasn't the best. And now they're in a movie together.
Okay.
Yeah. Captain
July.
America.
I think Captain America is going to be good, to be honest.
We shall see.
So that's the New World Order.
Right? Are we still going to get the Winter Soldier we keep getting promised?
I don't know about that, but I do feel like they
But
have
that's
kept
2024.
I
Doesn't
do
matter,
feel
still
like
phase 5.
they kept the
Yeah.
tone
Oh,
for
okay.
Captain America.
I have the
same
dates.
throughout Captain America stuff, even with Captain America or Falcon and Winter
Okay,
Soldier.
but
They kept the tone the same
the
for
thing
all
is,
of that.
we're saying is that in Phase 5, which one of these movies is going to save them? So far, we're already out
Yeah.
on 4.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's not it.
Which still could
The
be.
Marvels.
You don't like Guardians of the Galaxy.
I
it
do.
could be. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
Just
I
'cause-
like
just because I don't like a trailer doesn't mean the movie's bad.
I like
I
Guardians
don't
of the
see
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be the movie that says, "Oh, Phase 5 is actually pretty good."
I want to say the trailers for Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I didn't find that
Guardians of the Galaxy
entertaining.
2 is not a good movie.
Great movie.
It's a good movie.
Oh my god,
Great movie.
It's a good
Don't
movie.
even. I like that movie.
It's a good
y'all
movie.
crazy. It's not a good movie.
So Guardians is gonna make money, and I think people are gonna stick with it on Guardians. If James Gunn does what he did with 2, I'm sorry you hate it. I think it's good. So we're actually that's
it's
not a weak
possible.
movie for him. The Marvels has potential. It depends on what they do with it. It honestly does have potential.
How potential? How? We already said we didn't like 2 of the characters.
I like Miss Marvel. My problem with Miss Marvel was the middle of the show had no point.
I watched the first episode and the last episode, and that was the only episodes I needed to see.
But that don't say anything about her character. Those were good episodes.
I think it says a lot
The
about. I
problem
wanna
with that
see her.
was the problem with all of the Disney Plus shows where they basically, for some reason, had to pad out a 6-episode series. And that's what they did with Miss Marvel, which was the problem with Miss Marvel. Because Iman Vellani, I think, is an excellent actress for the role.
And you're telling me that people, as a whole, is gonna want to see this movie.
It's the last movie of the year that's going for me.
Oh, it's coming out in November.
Sometime in the fall, it says. It's not
Depends
an
on the
exact
trailers.
date.
That's going to.
Oh, no, the Marvel's July 28th.
No
Oh,
one's
this
gonna
year?
care about this
Yeah.
movie.
But it is also.
It's gonna have to
the
be
last
really
Marvel movie to come out,
fantastic
though.
to get people back.
Oh, they don't
on
have
board.
a movie this winter
Nope.
or this fall.
Nope. Everything else is
Wait,
listed as.
we get 3 movies this year, right? So
He named the 3
we
movies.
named the 3.
when does Guardians come out?
May.
They're doing just the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, there's nothing in the winter.
Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah. Did you see the shows? I have the shows.
I don't care about the shows. The shows don't count.
Oh, okay.
They don't really count because I'm still of the mindset you cannot have people
Yeah.
have to watch the show to get the
Yeah, the
plot
shows
of the movie.
don't
You
count.
can't
So
do
we're
that.
just talking about Phase 5 movies.
The show should be, you know how when they have the like Secret Wars is a comic series, the show should be those side comics that like add something interesting,
Exactly.
but you
Okay.
don't need to read.
Yes.
I got you.
Yes.
I got you.
And had a little asterisk like, read this story if you want to know more. Yeah.
Yeah. I like. Okay.
Yeah.
That's how they should be.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're doing it, but that's how they should be.
Yeah. Then you got the Thunderbolts, which
The lineup makes me not interested.
exactly. And then
like I didn't know they were gonna pick those people for the Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
It's a weird pick.
and then Blade. So right now, Phase 5 is not looking all that fantastic.
There is a date for Captain America: New World Order, May 3rd, 2024.
I honestly think that's probably gonna be a really good movie.
Thunderbolts is July 26, 2024.
So the thing is, you're
Just
telling
take his stupid math.
we're
Take
gonna
that.
have to wait a year
Blade.
to get a good movie.
No,
Blade is
you're the
September
only one that
6th.
thinks Guardians of the Galaxy can't be good.
It's not gonna be good.
Blade,
you. I'm
Blade
pretty
is
sure you're
September
not.
6th.
September 6th.
of
And then I
2004.
also think the Marvels does have potential.
And Deadpool 3, November 8th.
I'm not holding.
Because
out
Dallas, you
on
may
the
mention
list.
the Deadpool, right?
No, I wasn't on the list.
Oh, that's next year?
Yeah, Deadpool 3, November 8th.
So
So those are the 4 movies
For next year.
for next year. And all of this is
is
Phase
Deadpool
5.
in Phase 5? I was only talking about Phase 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
November of next year.
It
yeah.
wasn't on the list.
Phase 5 is ending with Fantastic Four.
I thought Phase 6 was starting with
This
Fantastic
Phase
Four.
6 starts with Fantastic Four.
So Deadpool 3 is the last movie.
Yeah.
Because
I
Fantastic
gotta
Four is
say,
listed as the next movie.
Phase 5 is not really looking all that fantastic.
Deadpool is what's going to save it. The very last movie because everybody
But
going
now
to watch
we're
it.
I
saying-
disagree. When we name this movie, you're saying there's no hope for it, but we name
There's
these
no hope
movies
for it.
and they're like, why would
Captain
Captain
America: New World Order could be good. Marvels could be good.
and
Guardians
think
of the
the Marvels is
Galaxy
gonna
could
be
be
good.
good. So
I
that's
don't-
the
You're
next
just going
3
off
movies.
the fact that you
know
don't
how-
like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, those are the next 3 movies.
How could that movie be even remotely good?
There's
What
plenty
do
of
you
potential
mean?
for that. There's
As
plenty.
we
You're
said,
talking about the
the
Scroll
first 2
War?
movie was good.
Which first 2 movie was good?
Guardians of the
Oh, she's
Galaxy.
talking
I'm
about
not
the
talking
Marvels.
about Guardians
Oh,
of
the
the Galaxy.
Marvels.
Which she just doesn't thinks it doesn't have.
Why
any-
you don't think
you
it's
haven't
gonna be
seen
good?
anything about it? To be honest.
Yeah, you don't know the plot point. You don't know what's gonna be the villain in the movie. Nothing.
It seems
So if
uninteresting.
all of a sudden Rogue show up and she take Rogue's powers and it leads to the X
you
Men,
tell me that happens, then I'll watch the movie.
if
God.
that happens, I'm gonna be like, no, you said the movie wasn't gonna be
But
good.
the movie's gonna be good simply because Rogue shows up.
But here's the thing: you're saying it's going to be bad just
Bad.
because it's
Just
the
because-
Marvels.
Yes.
There is no other reason why you're saying it's going to be bad. You're saying it's the
The
Marvels.
first
It's going to
one
be
wasn't
bad.
good. How about that?
It wasn't great.
It wasn't great, but I wouldn't say
It wasn't.
Was bad,
Again, it
bad.
wasn't that bad of a movie.
It's a boring movie.
Fair. It's also not being directed by the same people. It makes a big difference.
Okay.
It does. I mean, sad to say, Taika Waititi did a better job with Thor first,
I'm saying, yeah.
and
Repeat.
then
Yeah.
yeah. But
yeah.
with changing directors sometimes does.
I don't know. I'm just saying this phase seems lackluster, and if it really is lackluster, then MCU's done. At least I'm done with it.
To be honest, I don't think they would have to come out with like 2 years worth of Eternals for people to be done.
Yeah, but where is our good movie at?
We keep saying that, but they had good movies.
Yeah.
We did this when we did our review of Phase 4, and we kept saying like
But
how
when I'm
horrible it was,
saying-
and then when we laid it out, we said half of the movies in Phase 4
We
were
said
actually
half
decent.
the decent is not good.
No Way Home
Yeah.
was good. Black Panther was good, and then Shang-Chi was good. It was 6 movies.
6
But
movies.
my thing is,
Half
I
the
say
movies
where
were good.
Where is our?
So we're just, to be honest, and this is
Yeah.
including myself, we're just hating
Yeah, we're
because
being
No.
half the movies
We're
in
judge-
Phase 4 were good.
we're judging them really, really hard.
Here's what I'm saying. Like, where my good movie at? Where's my movie that I can watch no matter what? Where's my, when I say good, like, where's my Avengers good? Where's my Winter Soldier good? Where's my Infinity War good movie at?
we can't
That
just
movie
watch,
where I just absolutely I love this movie.
we can't just watch No Way Home and Shang-Chi.
I don't love those movies. Like, they're fine. I don't love those movies.
Well, okay, all right.
Those, and you're right. No, I will not just watch any one of those two movies. I can watch The Avengers 3 times in a week. It doesn't matter. So that's what I'm saying.
Also,
Like, where's
though,
our
a
good
once
movie
in
at?
a lifetime type thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to recreate that.
You can't get. I'm there.
But I'm saying
Marvel's not going to
you
get
don't
back
need
up to that high.
recreate
No.
that. But I'm saying,
And I
is
feel like
need,
that's the problem with us with fans. We are looking for that high of where to get.
But
that
I'm like, you don't
again.
have to have that hype. Oh, well, but I'm saying is that I need that kind of quality, that kind of goodness in the movie. And right now, I feel like Phase 4 didn't have that. You name like, oh, these movies weren't that bad, or it was a decent movie.
those were
A
good
decent
movies.
I feel
movie
like
is
Spider-Man
different
was
than
on that level.
Yeah.
no. Spider-Man had a stupid plot.
Yeah, she had that one thing about the plot ruined the whole movie for
Yes,
her.
a plot,
Every movie has a dumb
doesn't-
plot.
A plot
That's
can't
true.
ruin a movie.
I mean,
It
Winter
can, but
Soldier
it
plot.
wasn't that
Winter
bad.
Soldier plot is dumb.
Yeah. If you
Captain
really look at
America's whole reasoning is dumb. That makes no sense.
Yeah, but it wasn't as dumb as
No,
No Way Home.
no. You just like that movie. Everybody,
Because it gave me a reason to like it.
everybody can pick out a point in the movie and be like, "This is dumb,"
Okay then.
and that could be the reason why they don't like the whole movie.
Y'all get on
That's
me
what
about
you're
talking
proving.
about Batman Returns, and the reason why I don't like Batman Returns is the plot. And I keep saying the plot is dumb.
Right.
And
Yeah,
it's the
everybody-
same thing. But for that movie, you're
That's-
willing to let it go.
That's fine, but what I'm saying is there is not a single movie in Phase 4 that hits the way these other movies
I
hit.
think No Way Home does.
Yes,
It does not.
I think
It does.
It
It
does
definitely
not.
did.
I
for
think
people.
No Way Home definitely does. I agree, and I'm not a Spider-Man fan.
I think it does. It hits for people.
Yes. And like I was saying, we as fans, we're chasing this high of the Avengers because something like that never happened before.
You're never gonna get it.
Captain America Winter Soldier basically was an Avengers movie that we're not
No.
gonna capture.
No,
Civil
no.
War was
Civil
an
War
Avengers
was an
movie.
Avengers
The
movie.
Winter Soldier is a Captain America movie.
Yeah.
And that Captain America movie was just that good.
It was.
I'm saying, where is my movie that is just
I don't
that
I don't
good?
think you ever gonna get that again.
It's gonna be
You
Captain
telling me
America.
they can't
again.
make another good movie?
It's gonna be
No,
Captain
no, they
America.
don't
again.
Exactly what you're saying. Like, I'm not asking you to recreate Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying give me a good movie.
I guarantee you.
And I'm
the
saying
movie like
Shang-Chi
that-
was good. Spider-Man was good.
Shang-Chi
Black Panther was
good.
good.
I don't want to see that again. Black Panther was fine. I don't want to see it again.
Well, yeah. So I don't know how you get that for you.
Yeah.
But my
Yeah.
point about it was saying, I don't think, and I'm not thinking it from my personal standpoint. I don't think Marvel's gonna, like, we keep saying, oh well, everybody's gonna leave Marvel. I don't think so, because like we said, half of Phase 4 was for general audiences good enough. They're gonna keep coming
But why
back.
do I want to watch a movie that's just simply good enough?
We're not talking about you, and we're not talking about
But I'm
me.
just people in general, like, why would oh, this was good enough, so it's fine. I don't want to do good
There are
enough.
10 Fast and the Furious movies. Do
Yes.
we need to continue?
Yes.
And I
Do
stopped
we need to
watching
continue?
them.
But,
there's a following
I
of
just
people
said-
who watch the movie.
But who was good? Just good enough is not.
Dallas, I just said it's not about you or me.
Right.
I'm talking about audiences, period. They are going
They
to watch
want
these,
to watch it.
unless they come out with Eternals for 2 years straight.
They're
People
not gonna
are going to
lose.
watch these Marvel movies,
Correct.
period. Ant-Man was good enough for people to come back to
Correct.
watch more Marvel.
What was hurting DC was the years of them putting out movies that
movie
were not
after movie
good.
after movie was not good.
Marvel
I don't-
hasn't done that
I
yet.
don't want to waste my time with just simply like, oh, this was just good enough. That's a waste
Right,
of
but
time
that's
and
your
money.
but
Yeah,
that's
And then,
your
like,
viewpoint.
Like, you're bringing up like, oh, 3 movies were good enough. There was also 3 movies that were bad.
But Dallas, again, I'm not saying you're wrong for like I want to tap out for this. I'm not saying that. I'm
Yeah.
saying Marvel in general with general audiences is going to
But who
continue
wants
well.
to be
Yeah.
mediocre?
and you
That's
gonna
what average is.
and
People
you
are
gonna
average.
yes, and you
But why
gonna
are
hate
okay
this,
with average?
and you're gonna hate this. There's are people that view Eternals as a good movie.
Yes,
They're wrong.
Yeah.
There
They're
are a
definitely
lot
wrong.
of people.
They're definitely
So
wrong.
that's what I'm saying. So you can't say like,
I've watched reactions and they're like, I don't know why everyone hates this movie.
Yeah.
This was great. And I'm like,
so
no, it
you're
wasn't.
not gonna have like you're gonna have a mass falling off of people because we over here were like Eternal suck. There's people who are like Eternal was a good movie, so it's
I'm
gonna
just saying,
continue
like,
on.
if Marvel Phase 4 was mediocre,
It was
if
mediocre
Phase
because you only
5
have
is
50%
also
score,
mediocre,
basically.
Yeah, I say mediocre.
why would I continue
50%
to
go.
invest money into this?
'Cause
Like,
people are.
mediocre is nothing. I don't want to be mediocre.
Yeah, but okay, I would say this: is Phase 4 worse than Phase 2?
Yes.
Yeah, because Phase 2 had Winter Soldier.
Yes.
And then, but then your Avengers
No,
movie wasn't
when
that
we
great.
did the reviews, only movie
First of
we
all,
had in
you
Phase 2
guys
was
kept
Winter
overruling
Soldier.
my reviews because your reviews and your choices were
Because we
wrong.
said Iron Man 3
just
and
just
Guardians of
your
the Galaxy
choices
1.
were
You're the only
wrong.
one on the planet that doesn't like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
It's not a good movie.
You're overruled.
Yeah.
Everyone loves the Guardians. That's
So-
why it was such an uproar when James Gunn got kicked out.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, Phase 4 is worse than 2.
Okay.
I think Phase 4 is.
It is.
It is worse than.
It is.
It's got some good movies in it, though.
Yeah, that's what
I'm just saying.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. I like when you really look about it and you compare
Yes.
movie for movie,
Yes.
Phase 2 and 4. I'm
It's
talking
brought-
to DJ. I'm like, it's almost neck and neck, bro.
Yeah, it's brought down in a large way by Eternals and Thor 4.
Yes.
Actually, I'm gonna say it's worse just because of those
Yeah,
movies.
because of those two movies,
Because
I
those
give you
movies
that.
are so bad.
I give you that.
It's bad, and I think again that's why I think skews our view of how Phase 4 was because it had some really bad movies in it. Thor
Yes.
4, no one can redeem
Yes.
that. I don't know.
Now
how
I
you
haven't
can
heard
argue-
anyone say that movie was good.
So, like, I think that's what our view of like Phase 4 is horrible because you got this thing just weighing it down. I know you disagree. It's okay. It's okay. And we
Yeah.
can agree to disagree here. I'm not trying to convince you otherwise. I'm just saying I don't think Marvel is at a point where people are going to stop watching the movies.
No, they haven't got there yet.
Okay.
Maybe their shows, but not the movies.
They got to really do something about the shows. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah, because they're at the point now. People are
pad out a 6-episode show.
Yeah, because they're at the point now that with their shows, people are picking and choosing what they are going to watch with their shows.
Well, after
It
you
hasn't
came out with She-Hulk,
gotten to that point with the movies yet.
She-Hulk was utter terrible. That is the Thor 4 of the Disney Plus shows. Trash.
It's
I
not
would
good.
agree. I would agree.
Okay.
I would say that's what's bogging down Phase 4 because of the TV shows.
Oh yeah, you got the TV shows
The
too.
TV shows is what's bogging it down.
But we need to separate.
But this is also the first phase that includes TV shows.
Yeah, but
We need
then
to
they have to be
separate them.
good though. Like, okay, separate them. Okay, so the Phase 4 shows were bad and the movies were bad. It's still a bad phase.
I'm thinking like we're accumulating them all together because of we've been watching so many
when I
years.
say Phase 4, I'm only
She's
thinking
talking
about
about
the
the
movies.
movies.
I'm only talking about the movies, and
Well, it was 3 bad movies, 3 good movies.
you already know I disagree with that.
Okay.
And then we already said that using those movies were good enough. To me, good enough is not good enough.
No, I think Black Panther and No Way Home were.
Those were
I'm not gonna call those movies.
Really
Either one of
good
those
movies.
movies great.
Those really good movies.
I think the world disagrees with you on No Way Home.
Yeah, those were really good movies.
But okay. Well, let's rank Ant-Man. Or I already said I would put it before Ant-Man 2. It's definitely better than Ant-Man 2.
So
But I would give it a watch while floating close.
Same.
I was gonna give it pure torture.
I'll give it a watch while floating close. It could be something I have on in the background. That's fine. But
Yeah, I probably wouldn't watch this again.
I would never watch.
I don't
this
want to
again.
pay to watch for it again, which is why I can't give it an iPay for that because I'm like, oh.
I'm saying like I would never watch this movie.
Yeah, I probably won't watch this again.
Yeah. So
But see, and I guess that's where our views is different. I can rewatch Ant-Man 2.
yeah, I have rewatched Ant-Man 2. The movies I skip when I'm doing my Marvel rewatch, usually Dark World. I definitely will skip Thor 4 and Eternals. I can watch the other ones.
Yeah, I could watch everyone except for those you just mentioned.
No, but if I got a choice,
Thor Ragnarok, I can skip that one too.
Well, I like Ragnarok.
if I had a choice, I'm not rewatching none of them. Like honestly, I will never watch Black Widow again.
I could watch it again.
I can watch it.
I could
Just-
watch it.
It's not an enjoyable movie.
Honestly, I like the beginning. Like the first act,
Well,
I could watch.
it gets dumber as it goes on.
Yeah, I could watch the
Like,
first
so
act.
what's the point?
Yeah.
Like, oh, the first 45 minutes was good. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So, well, I guess 3D Rivals puts this as a watch while voting close, since that's 2 out of 3.
Mm-hmm.
So that's our thoughts on Ant-Man and apparently the start of Phase 5. As we try and put our thoughts together on that. We also need to talk about DC as it goes in a different direction. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for that. What are your thoughts on Ant-Man? It's divisive. So were you one of the ones that agree with the critics and thought it was the worst thing ever, or thought it was okay? I don't think anyone thought this was great.
No.
There's definitely someone out there that was like, this was the best movie I've ever seen.
I mean, there's always that one person.
Yeah. So let us know in the comments below. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more movie content, and we will catch you next time.